A lot of Dubai, especially at the start, was a rude awakening. I think just getting to Dubai when I did, having Mike de Kock follow me a week later, being able to play a bit of golf, and then all of a sudden South Africa's on the red list. And I'm there flying solo, going to race courses that I've never seen before. A lot of race courses that South Africa doesn't broadcast, like Sharjah, Al Ain and Abu Dhabi. Obviously being unfamiliar with Arabic names, being able to identify new colours. The start of it was really tricky, really taxing. As the year turned, as South Africa got off the red list, I felt a lot more comfortable. I think the better horses coming to town when Godolphin arrived for the carnival, when Phil Giorgio brought his mates up for Super Saturday, although that was towards the end of the season, I was a lot more comfortable, a lot more settled. And then on my return, only obviously done one race meeting, I actually felt under a bit of pressure, funny enough. Maybe my expectations were higher than what they should have been. Obviously I was fairly comfortable in how I delivered what I did on Empress Club Day, but all in all, yeah, it's something. I suppose when you haven't done it for 6 months, the familiarity wears off, especially when you're used to being on level 6 of Meydan and being at the 200-metre mark at Jebel Ali. Turffontein is actually quite a pleasure, not compared to Meydan. Meydan's world class, but compared to the other courses, it doesn't take you long to feel at home being back at Turffontein. Meydan's world class. There's nothing quite like it. You go up to level 6, you got a panoramic view. Being a commentator, I suppose there's a slight antisocial side of being a commentator, which I quite enjoy because you're left with your own thoughts. Not many people get to visit you, but at Meydan you feel that because it's such a big place. You've got the judges downstairs, you've got the handicappers downstairs, you've got a cameraman next to you, obviously filming the racing. And that's about all you see for about 4.5 hours. But Meydan's special. To commentate at, best view in the house, no obstruction whatsoever. But the other race courses are totally different. Jebel Ali I called from a hut at the 200-metre mark, no vantage point to the finish line. I stopped taking binoculars there after 2 race meetings. Al Ain race course call from, Al Ain's a very unique course in that as a comment, there's a golf course in the middle, so the trees are obscuring you like they are for 200 metres of gravel, but they always seem to be running away from you, and the first time you really get a good view of them is when they run at you. So again, you're reliant on visuals, and there was one meeting where the camera crew didn't even pitch. And then Abu Dhabi called from the top of a flight of stairs. I really enjoyed calling it Abu Dhabi. And then Sharjah also got a good vantage point, but a tiny commentary box. 2 of us couldn't fit in there. So all sorts of shapes and sizes, I suppose, in the UAE, but all of that just character building. Favorite day is Dubai World Cup by a long, long way. And no disrespect to the other great days. When the carnival comes, racing in the UAE just turns up a notch. Jebel Ali racing is superb, great vibe, lots of nice horses run there. It's a specialist course, so you will get complete boil over results. When the carnival starts, you just feel the UAE season turn up a few notches, Super Saturday even more. And then World Cup night when you get the best of the UK, the best of Japan, the best of the UAE, a few Aussie horses, some top French horses were there, and obviously the best American horses will come into town. It's a melting point of something special. So best race day by a long way, Dubai World Cup. The whole week is insane, from Tuesday until the Dubai World Cup, with the draw, the gala dinner, that welcome dinner's off the charts. The breakfast with the stars, which as a commentator, I suppose, is a little bit anticlimactic until you have breakfast. You're just stuck up in the commentary box again. You see Frankie Dettori walking to go and have breakfast, and he goes and sits next to anybody. You think, well, it would be nice if Frankie could come and sit with me, type of thing. Until you go down there afterwards, and then you go and share in the environment that you're in. So that whole week is just insane. That's not just a race day. The race day is the cherry on the top, but everything that goes with it is out the top draw. The call that I was most proud of, probably the Dubai Turf and that dead heat. I actually told a few locals, a few South Africans, that I thought Panther Lasser would win the Dubai Turf. He ended up dead heating. But I think the cliffhanger of it being a dead heat, with 3 horses going into the line, obviously the other Japanese horse, Van der Gaard, got touched off a short head in 3rd. I thought it was just, if there's, like I said in the actual commentary, if there's a race as good as that anywhere in the world, whether it's a maiden or a Group 1, don't let me miss it.
Doesn't seem to favour front runners quite as much, certainly not as much as the dirt track. Right. I don't know, but I've been impressed with what I've seen on the replays from Panther Lasser. But the fact that the market suggests that Schnellmaster is a bit more favourable, I think might speak volumes that the belief is that he's probably got more ability than Panther Lasser. But I'm going Japan and in the Dubai Turf, probably just going with Panther Lasser Just on the evidence of what I've seen, he's impressive in what he's done this year. The last 6 months, he's furnished into a serious racehorse.
Yeah, what's interesting is that you're still going to Japan, even though you're not going for the Japanese favourite.
Van der Gaard is third. Panther Lasser 2 lengths in front. Lord North trying to double the dose. Van der Gaard not without hope. Panther Lasser crying for the line. Here is the line. It's desperately close. What a finish. Panther Lasser, Lord North, Van der Gaard, a three-way go. Fourth also tight.
I think the big surprise actually came in Saudi Arabia a month earlier when they turned up at the Saudi Cup race, meaning he won everything. And then all of a sudden everyone in the UAE said, oh, these horses are coming for World Cup night. We've got to be on our guard. The way that the Japanese train, the way the Japanese horses look, totally different to anything else in the world. You can put a British trained horse, an American trained horse, and a South African trained horse next to each other. Trainers would do the same thing. The horses would look pretty much the same, but for maybe one or two small little details that might be different. The way the Japanese horses look, not 1% of body fat. They are lean, they don't really look like too much. And the way that they train, just fit, super fit, taken to the limit. And the proof is in the pudding. Yep, looking forward to going back next season. I think I'm looking forward to next season for the fact that I've now done it once before. I know what to expect. I know the lay of the land. I know where I'm going. Got my UAE license, got my ID card and all that. So I guess I'm one of them for a few more years. And also the World Cup's in Qatar, so it's an easy flight to get over and watch a few games. I like to earmark a few when there's no racing going on. So I am looking forward to next season, but also with an eye on the future. I don't think the UAE is the type of place that you can go and set up your stall for 30 years. So yeah, just a few more connections to be made and see what the future holds. I'm looking forward to it.